Bruh, this is wild. Deep dive into the Dynasty. It was pretty much built around three core pillars: build your coach, build your program, and deliver the world of college football. So, there was underlying of three core pillars. One was singular motto: satisfying the core community because this is their game. So, guys, we're taking a look at Dynasty a little bit more and diving deep into all the nitty-gritty details. So up first is build your coach. Your journey to the top of college football world starts with your coach. We want this to be meaningful and allow you to experience the coaching journey that no other sport can provide. We met with college football coaches and experts and started breaking down real-life coaches on the whiteboard. What was their identity? What made them great? What was their journey to get to where they are today? All of our research and discussions led us to build a coach experience centered around three goals. Just like the real world, no coach could be great at everything. A rock, paper, and scissors relationship between coach types with no dominant progression path. Coordinators and how you build your staff matters. Coach progression. Progressing your coach starts with playing games. As you play, you will complete each goals that awards XP. Once you earn enough XP, you will level up your coach to a maximum of level 50 and be awarded coach points. Coach points can be used to upgrade your coach abilities. There are 4 coach XP goal categories that can be single game, weekly, season, or career goals. Draft. Pro draft goals based on which round your player is drafted in. For example, player drafted in the first round. Game. Individual game goals that range from a single play result like interception, rushing, and touchdown to a full game result. For example, beat your rival, be a top 25 team, and win a national championship. Recruiting. Determined by your success on the recruiting trail, recruiting goals can be specific to a single prospect. For example, sign a 5-star prospect, or a full season, sign the best recruiting class in the country. Weekly goals like ranked in the top 10, season stat goals, for example, 4,000 team passing yards, and rank top 5 in offensive yards. And career goals like win 5 national championships. So each time you complete a goal in game, you will receive a notification in the top left corner of the screen. The notification will describe the completed goal and XP awards. So I like this little layout showing the stats for a coach. XP goals, you got draft goals, game goals, recruiting goals, stat goals. And then you get a notification in the top left corner once you complete whatever type of goal it is during a game. So after completing a game or advancing the week, you will receive an XP summary screen showing your progression to the next level. So it's basically everything that we have been, shown in Madden over the last couple years. This just goes very in-depth detail, but I mean, it's nothing crazy new. It's just, UI makes it stand out. I like how the UI looks, actually. So there's coach archetypes. You can think of it similar to your traditional RPG classes, where all of your party members have a specific class and role. Ultimately, in order for your team to be successful, all of the players in your party must do their job and work together. So in total, there are 11 different archetypes, each with their own focuses and perks. Together, they form a rock, paper, and scissors relationship where there is no dominant archetype. While there is no doubt that talent acquisition is the most important thing in college football, focusing solely on recruiting could leave you vulnerable in other areas. Remember, no coach can be great at everything. Every decision you make on your coaching journey matters. Once you purchase an ability, there's no going back, as you will not be able to respect your coach. So you got motivator, recruiter, and tactician. How do the abilities work? As we take a look at how the user interface looks like. Once you own an archetype, you can purchase the abilities within it using each points, which you guys see in the top right corner. You guys see that this coach has 3 points. In College Football 25, we are introducing more than 50 coach abilities. Each ability can have up to 4 tiers, and every tier has a purchase cost associated with it. Every archetype, with the exception of Scheme Guru, Program Builder, and CEO, has their abilities broken down by position group. This increases the level of depth and specialization each coach has. No longer is a coach great at recruiting across the board. Now, coaches will specialize in specific position groups, making your staff composition that more important. Are you a quarterback whisperer? Are you great in the trenches and committed to the no-fly zone? How does your staff complement you? In addition to position-based boosts, there are also coach abilities with core gameplay effects so you can really cook. For example, the Scheme Guru archetype focuses on your gameplay style. If you are a coach who likes to play fast, you can upgrade fast tempo offense, providing you with the following boosts. Battery Pack Tier 1, which is offensive players fatigue slower and hurry up. Caught Napping Tier 2, increased delay to defenders looking to the sideline at the snap. On Tier Heals Tier 3, Team Composure boost for first downs gained while running up. Hurry up. Tip Your Hand Tier 4, chance to see the defense coverage shell and hurry up. So to me, this is basically like the X Factor abilities, and you have all these extra abilities for certain tiers, and based on the tier, it's like you got all these different type of like sliders or advantages in your favor. This is wild. You can also make your team a well-oiled machine who doesn't work against themselves and is unfazed by rowdy home field crowds by upgrading the discipline communication ability on offense. This provides Hater Blockers Tier 1, slight reduction in crowd noise impact on the road. Teflon Tier 2, significant reduction of crowd noise impact on the road. Polish Tier 3, offensive players will commit slightly fewer penalties. Clean Sheet Offense Tier 4, offensive players will commit significantly fewer penalties. I think this is huge because how home field advantage is, especially when you're facing top team schools. So this is going to be something I'm going to be looking at as for myself. So when you take a look at this user interface for coach abilities, you got recruiter, elite recruiter, so you have to get so much to unlock the next stage for that tier set. So this one is specifically for running game, halfback, and fullbacks. Purchase any upgrades for recruiting running backs and fullbacks, so you get the advanced look for tier 1 for running back, which is running backs take less time to fully scout. Tier 2, most influential running back recruiting actions give a bonus to running backs. Then you got Tier 3, always be recruiting. Increase weekly recruiting hours for running backs. So this is really in depth, and you gotta really focus and key in on certain things based off schemes, how you play, what you want to focus on, position. So this is very in depth, and I know a lot of people is going to take a lot of time doing this. So just to let you guys know, the online Dynasty League is going to be advanced every 2 days, so every 48 hours, because we are going to need the time to go through all this and recruit and just make sure we got everything, you know, down to pat. So I'm going to give you guys time to get all this stuff done in the Dynasty League. We have seen this done in previous years before. You go to a team, pick a team, whatever the case may be. You get to see the past couple years of how the team has done, your contract year length, the scheme based off offense and defense, what kind of scheme are they catered towards based off your coach experience. This is really cool, but you know, it's something that we have been used to. But I just like how everything looks. It looks very good. So based off your next coaching experience, depending on how you do and all that stuff, this is all dependent on what schools are looking for based off, the level, the scheme, the archetype, the pipeline, the coach prestige. So it seems like these schools have a kind of like thing when it comes to recruiting for a head coach. They're looking for specific things out of specific needs for that school to dominate. And this is really interesting on how your next coaching position should be. So you can't just go to any school that needs help or whatever's recommended, or just in general whatever school based off your contract length that's up, and you're looking forward to moving to the next school to pretty much revamped and build upon. So this is really cool how they done this. So for example, you get to see your coaching carousel right here, and you see the different teams that has different wants and needs. So for this one, for Memphis, the primary archetype, they want strategists. They want a spread offense and a base 4-3 defense. And the previous coach, it shows the previous coach, which is cool. And it shows the top candidates, the levels of each head coach. So we take a look at the next one, Ole Miss. And you also get to see on the left side, the wants and needs. There's like a level bar, which most of these bars is red. But you can see that each school has a partial interest in basically what you have to offer. So this is really cool how they done this. Then you have the staff moods. You get to see all the interesting staff moods for everybody, all their history of records and things of that sort. So this is very, very in-depth detail, and I love it. So taking a look at the coordinators, you're fired. Managing your staff starts during conference championship week. During this week, you will be able to fire your coordinators. Be careful though, because this is the only week you can do this. After this week, you are unable to replace a coordinator unless they are hired away by another school. Your coordinators will not leave unless you fire them, or they are hired by another school. Every coordinator has a standard 2-year contract. Once their contract expires, it will be automatically renewed for another 2 years. Of course, if you don't like them, you can always tell them they're fired. If your coordinator has 1 year or less remaining on their current contract, there is a chance they will be poached and leave for another school. If this happens during the carousel, you have the opportunity to hire a replacement. So this is very interesting, and it's cool because when you're competing online, you're never going to have a dominant, one side or another. It's always like a reset, rebuild. So this keeps the game very fresh and different each time you play. So I love it. So it says, welcome to Team Starting Bowl Week 1. You can hire new coordinators if you have an open position. When you go to hire a new coordinator, you will be presented with a curated list of candidates. These coaches are chosen for you based on the needs of your school. The logic that is used to determine the list is similar to the AI school logic to determine their top candidates. When looking for a candidate, you will be able to see the current school, active archetype, coach level, and what schools are interested in them. These are the schools you would be competing with if you made them a job offer. So it seems like, just trying to get certain coordinators that you really like based off scheme and things of that sort, it looks like it's going to be really, really difficult. When you make an offer to a coach, it is not a guarantee that they accept it. You can only offer one coach per position each week, and once you have offered them, they will appear in your staff management screen with an offer tag. When you advance the week and re-enter the screen, you will find out whether or not they accepted your offer. If they did, they would join your program after the national championship game when we process all coach moves. If they rejected your offer, you will have the opportunity to offer another coach. You will always have at least one coach available to hire who does not require you to compete with another school. If at the end of the carousel you have not been able to fill an open position, you will be automatically given a new coordinator that is on par with the caliber of your program. So it seems like they still help you out in a way, but it's probably something that you really don't want. But based off the coordinators, you may have that chance to get a top tier one compared to one that's, just gets by to join your team and you have to completely build them back up. So you take a look here at the staff management, you get to see all the details of them and much more. So this is really interesting. So they make everything challenging, not just from recruiting but also from the head coaching and offense and defense coordinator pickups. So they wanted to build your program more invested, because they said pretty much over the previous years with college football, it just seemed like, building your program wasn't an actual build. It was pretty much easy given. So they landed on 4 core goals when building your program. Humanize recruits by giving them unique needs and motivations that the player has to discover by interacting with the recruit. Differentiate regions of the country by player, caliber, quality, and type to authentically capture high school talented based on historical, real-world data. Represent the different resources available to schools, ensuring the top schools can blanket the country, while smaller schools will need to be more targeted with their approach. Make the transfer portal feel authentically unpredictable. So welcome to the Stage Recruiting College Football 25. We are introducing a new stage recruiting experience built around 3 distinct phases: discovery, pitch, and close. So, we pretty much had this back then, probably the Xbox 360 and of course PS2 days, but they go more in depth detail and they added a few more things. So take a look at the My School. When we talk about there being 134 ways to play, we're talking more than just on-field gameplay. Every school is graded from D- to A+ across 14 different categories, which comprise their My School grades. These grades define who a program is and what their strengths and weaknesses are. No 2 programs are the same, and their grades will dynamically change over the course of your dynasty based on school performance and actions. The 14 grades are as follows. You got playing time, playing style, championship contender, program tradition, campus lifestyle, stadium atmosphere, pro potential, brand exposure, academic prestige, conference prestige, coach stability, athletic facilities, and proximity to home. So we pretty much had all this already. A few new ones that I see there, but this is like pitches that you can cater to based off your school grades, and it really helps out towards recruiting a player, and it can boost up certain categories where you can keep hard selling, pitching, trying to sway certain grades towards a recruit to get them motivated and wanting to come to your school. So it's nothing new, but once again, it's something that's there that's gonna really take time to get recruits interested in your school. So it's a big plus in my book. So you take a look here with Stanford, they got an A+ in academics. One thing I like as well is that you can pretty much compare to other schools based off the recruits, top schools that they have, and you can pretty much try to win them over and downgrade in points of interest for the recruits to go towards certain schools. So I'm glad that they're bringing this back. So you look at right here, championship contender, players at risk for this risk of transfer. So this is huge. So based off your school, once again, it's trying to micromanage certain players on your team or so, and if you're not up to par with their wants and needs, they will be transferring. So it's going to take a lot of time to really focus on certain players when trying to get players back, keep them, or when you got to look forward to losing these players at certain positions, you got to start focusing and looking at these positions, especially when you're losing top players like this left guard right here, Malik Kula. He's an 84 overall, so you definitely don't want to lose him, and his risk of transfers seems like it's at like a 65%. So this is really cool. You see the targets in the top right corner, 27 out of 35. You got 700 hours. That's a lot of hours. So this is really interesting on how they done this, but it's something we have. It's just revamped, improved, and really in-depth detail. I know a lot of you guys do this and you have to get away from it. I know I certainly done it in the past, but you know, when you're taking a look at these top prospect rating players, you know, if they're ranked 3 or, you know, 4-star, 5-star caliber player, a lot of people just focus on that. They don't really look at the details like the height, the weight, the position, certain rating overalls. A lot of people just focus on, oh, they're a top player, we should get them. There's times where they're projected at this certain caliber rating, but when you go to scout them, they end up dropping an overall or so. You can find a bus or you can find a gem, and a lot of people didn't really focus on that. So that's one big thing that a lot of people need to start taking into consideration as well. When you're looking at these players, you have to look at what your team actually needs. You also have to focus on the possibility of certain players, like I said before, transferring. This is going to be a big thing because you might focus a lot on, you know, running backs or linemen, even though you're going to be losing a lot of defensive linemen or DBs, and they're pretty much high overalls. You might have to focus recruiting for that year just to rebuild upon and or fill in possible transfers. So this is going to be really, really tough. So, you know, when you take a look at this, it's very in-depth. I know I'm going to be focusing on basically every single thing, of course, especially team needs. So there's another section that they was talking about. So they talk about it right here. So it says, for example, Southern California is known for producing great quarterback talent, while East Texas consistently produces some of the best wide receivers in the country. Yes, East Texas is known for producing great receivers, but more specifically, they are known for how big and physical their receivers are. As a result, you are going to see bigger and more physical receivers coming out of East Texas, whereas South Florida is going to produce incredibly fast, deep threat receivers who have smaller size. So, you know, taking all these little details is going to be very hard trying to stabilize the recruiting aspect, because, you know, you may be a school for recruiting and producing, you know, a dominant run game. You always have the top running backs. You're always leading the league in rushing each season. So it's a lot of things to take into consideration as well when it comes to that. And if you try to change it up completely, it may not be the best option to do so. So we take a look right here at what the recruiting looks like. You look at the scouting. This is a big focus. I like how they end up, you know, having question marks. Scout is 10 points only. So like I said, you got so much points or hours allocated to do all this stuff for certain recruits and to really take a look at them. So this recruit, Frank Mahoney, is a 5-star caliber player. You got them pretty much in almost your top 3 leading to it. Then you see the attributes. It gives like an indicator when you partially scout, and then if you got like a full reveal, it gives the actual rating. And then we continue on to 100%. You actually see the full reveal of this player. He may have abilities, he may have not. Then you got the mentals. He's a natural team player. And then you got a development trait that you possibly have to unlock, or he probably doesn't have one. So, you know, looking for impact players is another big thing, because they said that impact players on your team is not limited to a certain number. You can have as much number of impact players on your team. So this is going to be a big game changer when recruiting. So we're taking a look at some of the mental and physical abilities. So this is a lot to intake. Like I said, when recruiting, it's going to be like really tough because a lot of players may have certain things, especially when they progress throughout the season and over the off season. So players can have up to 5 physical abilities and 3 mental abilities. Both physical and mental abilities have 4 tiers: bronze, silver, gold, and platinum. Physical abilities are determined by the player's archetype, while mental abilities are position specific. While progressing, players will look to upgrade their physical abilities if they meet the rating requirement. Every tier of a physical ability has an associated attribute requirement. For example, in order to have the platinum workhorse ability, a player must have a 95 toughness. As said above, Dynasty players cannot upgrade their mental abilities. So if a player does not come in as a freshman with a particular mental ability, there's no way for them to earn that ability through progression. So that's pretty cool. You can't automatically earn these throughout over time. It's like they have to be given these certain abilities, and over time you're just progressing it and earning the different tiers for it. So this is really intriguing. This is going to be a game changer. Like I said, when you're playing games, you're going to probably play people that don't focus on this type of stuff as well, and they're going to be questioning, why can't I get these certain abilities and stuff? It's because when you recruited them, they only had certain ones, or they didn't have any at all, and over time you can't even get these certain abilities. So this is a big game changer. Right here, impact players are back in our quick way for you to easily identify the key players on the other team. Every team will have at least one offense and one defensive player who is an impact player. However, unlike the past, there's no limit of number of impact players. A team can have explosive offenses, but playmakers everywhere might have 5 or 6 impact players across the board, letting you know straight up they got dudes and they are about to cook. So take a look at Georgia right here. Bruh, basically the whole offensive line is dominant. Then you got quarterback and running back, and then you look at Alabama. They only got 2 guys. Oh my god, this is going to be amazing, man. This is like ultimate team revamp, where it's based off paid, right? Paid to compete, dominate, and everybody's like having superstar X factor abilities everywhere, right? And this is just based off how you do recruiting and building. So like, this is shocking to see Alabama not having that much and then Georgia having this much. This is great. This is very great. It's going to be a game changer, people. This is going to be one of the greatest inventions for football, and I'm glad college football has this. So the wear and tear system, this is really going to change the way people play. Like, abusing certain players, running the same plays, and killing their top star players is really going to have a key factor on how they're going to go about how they're going to play the matches too. So it's not all just about cheese plays, glitching, and all that. It's really going to come down to, core football IQ and things of that sort. So you look at Donovan Edwards right here. His increased injury is going up based off, where he has wear and tear impacts on his body. So his left shoulder, he has -3 break tackle, -3 catching, -2 carrying, and then he has additional -4 break tackle because his right leg, -3 speed, and then he has another additional -3 break tackle and -3 speed for his left foot. So guys, when you abuse your star players and they have major negative effects on their ratings, it's gonna show, man. I mean, this is amazing. So basically Edwards is gonna have -6 ratings to whatever his rating is for speed. It's crazy that his speed can drop just like that heading into the next game, or happens during the game. This is wild. And like I said, this is going to be the greatest invention and the biggest game changer for this game and how people is going to start playing this game, and I'm looking forward to it. This is another thing I was looking at, if I want to pick a school that had pride stickers, because over time, based off the players' accomplishments, they're going to get pride stickers. This is a big tradition. It's cool to see these things when you're playing a game and you get to see who's the dominant player based off their performance throughout the season, and to see all the pride stickers, this is amazing. So I really wanted to pick a school that had pride stickers, but it is what it is. But anyways, just want to cover a little bit of this. You guys can check out the full details down below in the description for the Deep Dive Dynasty blog. I will have a link once again down below in the description to check all this out. I just want to go over a few key things that was said in this blog, and I'm really looking forward to it. Like I said, I was disappointed with the deep dive detail video because I was expecting more. There was certain stuff that we had in the past that we're not getting, which I was really disappointed in. But overall, looking at this and getting the details of it, it's really hitting home, and I can't wait. I'm looking forward to kicking especially off the online Dynasty League and enjoying it with you guys. So once again, if you guys want to check out more info from the blog, the link will be down below in the description as well. If you guys want to join the league, I have a Discord for you guys to join for communication purposes, to get updated and also see Madden 25 beta gameplay footage and much more. The link is down below in the description. Until next time, I'll see you guys later, and I'm out. Peace.